Hello everyone and welcome to this week's Trade with Precision free newsletter. Today I want to talk to you about flawlessly executing your plan. Now this was an issue I really struggled with when I was an unprofitable trader. I would find a good setup, I would enter the trade, and then the trade might start going against me, or I get a little bit unsure and I would change my plan. I'd get out too soon, I'd lock in profits too soon. I wasn't flawlessly executing my plan. How do you get around that? Well, before you enter any trade, I'm sure you're all doing it. You're working out where you want to get in, where your stop loss is going to be, and where your targets are. So you need to jot those down and you need to stick to them. Stick to them religiously. Now, where the issue comes in is that often when people get into a trade, it starts going against them. They think, oh no, it's not working now. I'm going to cut my losses early. Well, when you first set up your parameters for that trade, you weren't under that pressure. So you had a clear mind. So at the time when I'm thinking about where my stop loss is, my stop loss should always be where the reason for entering that trade becomes invalidated. So here's a recent trade I did last week on the Aussie yen. I was on a daily chart. I was looking to get long once it broke up above this flat level, and I was going to have my stops below these lows here. So the lows there were at 79.80. Okay, so this one was at 0.80. I think maybe this was 0.81 and this was 0.80, so pretty much 79.80. So my reasoning was, once these lows are broken, I'm no longer forming higher lows leading up to that flat level, therefore I don't want to be in that trade anymore. The reasons for entering that trade are now incorrect, they're not right anymore. So that's where my stop loss is going to be, just below that. Now I'll go to so that was a screenshot. Just as that trade was triggering, I took that screenshot. Now if I come to the live charts and we have a look, now what happened was on the day I got triggered into it, it's triggered me into it, it came straight back down and formed this rejection candle here. It was at that day there that one of our clients, one of our subscribers, sent me an email and said, hey, do you think now you should jump out of this trade because it's broken, formed a false rejection, and a false breakout and come back and form this rejection bar? Should you not jump out now? And my reasoning's still the same. So this is where, back in the days when I wasn't making money, when I considered myself an amateur trader, I would have jumped out at that point in time. I would have got scared and jumped out of it. But now I can look back and what I do, I look at my plan. What was my plan? My reasons, at which point was this trade no longer valid? The reasons for entering the trade no longer valid when these lows were broken. So then the next day it came down and it came within, let's have a look, got a low of 79.88. So it came within, what's that, nine pips of my stop. Very, very close to my stop. That was on non-farm payrolls, and then has pushed back up, and now is just consolidating. So I'm still in a losing trade here. I'm still not making money, but my reasons for entering it are still valid. Therefore, I'm not going to move that stop. I'm quite happy with that. Now, it's a carry trade. The Aussie yen's a carry trade, and I'm long, so I'm happy to hold this for months and months because I'm getting paid interest on that every day that I hold that. So I really think you should, if you're not making the profits that you wish you were making right now, go back and have a look and think, how often did you change your plan midway through a trade? Did you flawlessly execute that plan that you had written at the start of the trade, or did you allow something within the trade that you're looking at right now change your view? And I think you'll find that will make a big difference to your trading. Okay, for you guys that are on our paid service, I've just put out a heads up call on the US yen, so have a look at that, and you can watch that in real time. Okay, all the best guys, and I'll speak to you again next week.